All right. We have Claire from Montreal, Phoenix, Los Angeles. Multiple homes. Thanks, Claire. You can put that down. All right. Forgot to put on my lapel. So Claire is someone I met coming from the south on the Gulf, and she came up to me going about 1,000,000 miles an hour on the bridge over there, and waved me down, and we chatted at the toll, and then I brought her here to this camp I heard of, and she got a room here. I camped on the beach. What do you think of this place?
Sweet.
It is nice, isn't it?
Lovely.
Yeah. Well, as I said before, I think people are the most interesting part of these travels. So, Claire, why don't you tell us, give us the beginning, and this is going to be sub 2 minutes. Roll through it like a fast monologue. All right. I don't mean the beginning of time, but where are you from? Some of your, you told me about some of the places you lived, some of the careers, and then end up here.
Well, I was born in Canada.
Okay.
And I grew up in Montreal area and went to school there for a very long time and became a physician, and left in 1998 to go to the US for better wages, less taxes, and less hassle, because the Quebecois government was deciding that it was going to tax me 30%. It was this thing that they were looking for money, and so they decided to cut everyone's salary by 30%. But just the people who had just started, the people who were already there, grandfathered in, they didn't get their salary cut.
Well, you can. There's hope that those taxes go to good causes, right?
Yeah, right. And so I was already, on the money I made, I already got taxed like 67%. But anyway, so I was sick of them treating me like a second-class citizen as an English-speaking person in Quebec, and I took off. And so I went to Phoenix because they offered me a job. It's not easy to get a visa to work in the States, and I met my husband there and got my green card and lived there for about 16 years. Got divorced and left the Valley of the Sunstroke and went to LA, to the beach, and discovered the megapolis was intolerable. So I lived there for about 6 years. I went there with a couple bikes. I've been riding bikes since '93. I've always loved motorcycle riding, and when I got to LA with the traffic and the insanity, I sold both bikes. After a year, I hadn't put 1,000 miles on either. And I went without riding for about 4 years, and November 2019, I said, that's it. Either you get a bike now or you never ride again. So I picked up a 700 BMW 2014 and learned again after 4.5 years, almost 5, how to ride a bike. And in July 18th of 2020, after too many months in quarantine, I couldn't stand it another minute. I got on the bike and started riding. Started off 7-10 days, and I'm still there now. March the 10th. Still riding. So
literally, that was July. You took off for a 10-day trip on your 750.
No, 700.
The 700.
Yeah.
The original 700.
Yeah.
And you've been riding ever since.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, then how did you get, because when I met you, and what you're on right now is you're on the BMW 750. So at some point you swapped. I heard the story about the motor, the mechanic messing up the 650, or the
700.
The 700.
Yeah.
And then you got the 750. And so, but you were still technically moving at that point, or still traveling.
Well, I got stuck for like 2 weeks over Christmas, New Year's, trying to get the bike to go.
Right.
And I couldn't get the dealer to look at it because they were off for like a week, 10 days.
Right. Right.
And so I was slowly going through motorcycle riding withdrawals, which was really rough.
Right.
And so when I finally got the final word on the bike that it was irreparable, that same day I bought a new bike.
That's right. And you crossed the border. Claire crossed the border with temporary papers.
That's right. Because
if you don't mind me telling.
I bought the bike like January 6th or something when they opened up after Christmas holidays, and took a couple days to put a windscreen on it, put a few hundred miles on it to get the first service, and then crossed the border on January 9th. So of course I had no plates.
Right.
I had no title, I had no registration. It was all temporary.
It's Latin America. I'll let it roll. So your goal was to go to Ushuaia,
Yeah.
all the way down to the south,
All the
Fin del
way.
Mundo, all that
As
stuff.
south as I could go.
And you got to Costa Rica, and what happened?
They would let me through.
You literally are at the border,
At the border.
talking with the guards, paperwork in hand.
Yeah, I as a physician, I made up this whole story about how I was working at
Like
a
a humanitarian,
humanitarian aid in Costa
play
Rica.
that.
I wrote this letter about, thank you for coming to help us from some director of some hospital.
Orphans. Put the word orphans in there.
They didn't buy it.
No, they
No.
did. Turn to they are locked down. No one's going
Locked.
in. And locked down at the border, but you can still fly in.
Yeah.
Which is, well, we have a theory on that. Right. Right. People with money fly in, not come over the border. Yes. Well, that's a bummer. So then you turned around and started wiggling your way back up north, and your goal or your mission is to.
Well, I was trying to get back to into Texas about March 20th. I was going to hit a bunch of different Mexican states that I hadn't actually seen yet. And so I had all my little points. Okay, I had missed that state, so I was going to do this zigzag back up north to the U.S. and get through the U.S. I got a friend I want to see in Utah, and I want to see somebody I know in Nevada, and then I was going to head up through Canada into Alaska.
That's right.
Because the ride is Alaska to Uppsala.
Right, Dead Horse, or isn't that the most northern point we're talking about? I don't know. All right.
I don't know. So I figured, well, since I can't go south, weather's warming up, sort of. I could try heading north.
Yeah, the timing's about right.
All right.
Should be. And then after that, open
then
script.
Turn around and come back and try it again.
Oh,
and maybe
yeah.
things will be open by then.
Yeah, that'll be a good 6+ months later.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
I'm thinking fall-ish, after the rainy season.
Which would be the perfect time to be down there. Yeah. And then keep going.
I usually don't think that far ahead.
Yeah.
It's usually day to day.
All right.
I mean, this imagining this Alaska and Uppsala, and it's all just imagining.
Right.
I don't really have a goal.
Right.
It's kind of a don't know. What do I feel like doing today?
Right. Nothing wrong with that. I'm doing so. I have an end goal, but I'm kind of bouncing my way towards it. Now you have an interesting rig. She has her 750 BMW, but she's running super lean. It's phenomenal. Hopefully I'll get a shot here of her setup before we take off. But it's got one tail case and one what I'd call small backpack.
That's what it is.
And that is it. She does not camp.
Nope.
She does not cook food.
Nope.
And it'll allow you carry cash, and you are moving through Latin America. And I got to admit, you can find a place to stay everywhere. Everywhere I've gone, I don't need to camp. And so that keeps it fast and quick and simple, doesn't it?
It's a little pricier.
Yeah. You pay on the back end.
But I don't care.
Right.
I'm a retired physician. My bike doesn't work. I go, what have you got in the shop I can buy? That
Right.
one? Okay, I'll buy it.
Let's go.
Cash.
Right. All right, that's a plan. I'm a little jealous. As you saw, I had to set up my big old camp and tear it down this morning, but I'm all right with that. But I like your setup. It's lean and mean.
Yeah. No side bags.
Yep.
It's good for lane splitting.
It is, and wind drag and all that. I'm jealous. Well, Claire, this has been awesome. Like I said, we keep it short and sweet, and then everyone else remembers who you are and what you're doing.
Everyone else, the entire universe.
Whoever they are. Do you have any words of wisdom? If there's another retired physician out there right now watching, and she is retired and she has no obligations, and
her kids are grown.
Kids are gone, right? Exactly. And she's sitting there at home.
Husband left with a younger woman.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
We need another memory card for that, probably, that story. What would you say to that other physician woman retired?
You can do anything. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. Don't say, oh no, I can't go to Nicaragua. It's dangerous. Oh, Honduras. Oh no, I'll die. I'll be raped. I'll be mugged. You can do anything you want to do. No one is going to stop you. This is the only thing that's going to stop you from doing anything you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Agree. And you're an example. Exactly. It is what you want to do, and just do it. Don't wait.
No, gosh, no, don't wait. I've seen several of my friends be diagnosed with cancer, die of heart attacks, all in the past year. I turned 60 this year.
Right.
So I'm seeing people around me, you know, and
Already
it's
going
like
down.
they live their entire life, especially the last year, staring at the same four walls.
Right. There you go. That is words of wisdom. Because remember, this could be you.
If you've always loved motorcycling.
If you like motorcycles, if you like the beach, if you like cheap accommodations, good food, we got it all.
We got it all.
All right, Claire, thank you. Good
My
luck
pleasure.
today.
Thank you.
All right.